Welcome back to Rowanknitter.com. I want to show you the sweater that became the reason why I got absolutely obsessed with knitting yarns that were the original colors. When my daughter was first born, I wanted to make a dress for her out of my favorite book, The Family Album. And this is what I made. Some of you may recognize it. It's this child's harlequin dress. It's a pattern by Zoe Hunt. And those of you who are really Rowan fanatics will notice that the color that's the little blue stripe isn't exactly right. The pattern called for Salad Days cotton in electric blue, and I had a shop owner substitute for me a wonderful Georgia baby cotton out of California that was from straw into gold. And I knit the pet sweater and I absolutely loved it, and my daughter wore it to death and it was great. And then one day I found the electric blue Salad Days. And I was really disappointed because it's not as dark and it's really bright, and it would have made this thing even better. And that's when I decided that I was going to knit only in the original yarn. So much so that I actually knit my son a pair of pants. That's also from the Family Album. You'll see a lot of those. And it called for a cable mercerized cotton hydro green. And again, I substituted a color for it, and those of you who are familiar will say, well, that looks awfully like hydro. I don't know what he's worrying about. Well, that's because when I finally found the hydro, I picked out all the old stitches, duplicate stitched in the hydro, and picked them out from the back. So I became really, really obsessed with doing things in the original yarns, but I think you can tell why. These colorways are just amazing and just classic. I'm a Family Album fanatic. This is Zoe Hunt's wonderful Baby's Flags jumpsuit, knit an original Rowan 4-ply botany. This is her cable jumpsuit, which was knit in the original Sea Breeze cotton. A little bit of a pain, but absolutely lovely. My daughter was wonderful in this. The little rose buttons were great. A lovely toothed striped dress. This is done in Ferrall technique. Actually really simple once you get used to it. Again, in the original Rowan Sea Breeze cottons. This was done in Rowan Lightweight DK, and it was designed actually by Kaif Facet, and it harks back to his days at Missoni. I don't know if you know, but he was a designer for Missoni, and you can see the muted Italian sort of color scheme going, although it was knit for a child, so it's fairly bright, and the black and white check is really characteristic of that design period and that design time. This is a wonderful example of Zoe's sort of color work, resembling sort of the tantric art of India. Lots of mulberry silk, fine cotton chenille, lightweight DK. There's a vest that was done as an ermine kit of this exact pattern, and yes, we have it available on the website. Any of these kits, by the way, for children, we generally don't list on the website because children's kits, for whatever reason, just don't sell as well. But if you're interested, let us know, because we can often put together these old patterns for you. This is one of my most enduring favorites. It's a Harlequin's child sweater for my son when he was very, very tiny, knit in very, very fine botanies, the original fine fleck tweeds, and K. Facet's light tweed. Absolutely wonderful. He wore it a couple of times, and it'll be for my grandchildren. Now, you may think that some of these are just really, really too complicated. Not to worry. We've got fairly simple designs on the site, too. This was a wonderful pattern by Debbie Bliss. It's great, great vest done in Rowan cotton glacé. Simple little motif intarsia ducks on a very, very simple pattern. So once the pattern at the bottom is done, it's really straightforward knitting all the way. And finally, when my daughter was in kindergarten, we sent her to school in Annabelle Fox's Happy Coat. This was done in some very long discontinued colors of Rowan designer DK. Absolutely wonderful little design. She was a very happy child in it. Last but not least, two of Zoe's most magnificent colorways. This is Split Diamonds, which was also done by Kaif in an adult's version. I've always wanted to knit this for my wife, actually in a larger size, because I think the reds together are just absolutely amazing. And Zoe's Turkish Tulips, which was done in lightweight DK, mulberry silk, fine cotton chenille, and the Salad Days cotton. Just some examples of the wonderful work that you can get on RareRowan.yarns.com. Until next time, we'll see you soon.